welcome back. So as you have probably gathered from the title of this video, we have just got our car back. Our car broke down a couple of days before Christmas. If you remember that video, you may not remember it. What I'll do is I will put that video into the description box so that you guys can check it out. Definitely check it out. So the last time I spoke about the car, basically what had happened was that we had gone to the filling station and they had done like an oil change and some other few things, and the car broke down. And we weren't sure because the person that did the work to the car was begging us, please don't say anything because I'm gonna lose my job basically. And we were torn because we felt compassion, but then we also felt that obviously we needed our car back, so we threw it out to you guys to see what you guys think. And you guys came back and said, it was almost unanimous, everybody was like, no, go back and get your car fixed. They got to fix it. So we did just that. We took the car back to the filling station. They accepted that they were at fault, which was great. I reached out to them. I called up the head office. They came out that very same day actually. I was quite impressed because they moved very quickly. The guy came, one of the managers, regional manager or something like that, came out, looked at the car and said, okay, look, they want to get their own mechanics to come and have a look at the car, which was fine. We felt okay with that. They got the mechanic to come and the mechanic said, oh, we don't need to replace the engine. They can just fix it. So they said, okay, it will take about 4 days. 4 days to fix the car. I'm like, okay, that's not too bad. 4 days, we can handle that. 4 days came and went, still no car. So we called and we're like, is the car going to be ready? No. They said the car is not going to be ready yet. They said they need some more time. It ended up being, I think about 2 weeks. Was it about 2 weeks, Kwame? The first time they took the car.
Yeah. They had it for about 2 weeks, yeah. It
was about
just under 2 weeks, yeah.
Yeah,
I know they said 2 weeks.
Yeah, it was something like that. It was around about the 2 week mark. We got the car back. And as soon as Kwame turns the sparks the engine, he was like, this just doesn't seem right. Something it just wasn't, you could tell the car was sick. Yeah, you could tell the car was still sick. It wasn't okay. So then, but the car came back, it was filthy. It had a glue mark on the bonnet. Some parts of the car were scratched. The paintwork on the bonnet of the car was, I mean, they brought it to us. It was atrocious the way they brought the car back, to be honest with you. So Kwame said, there's no way I'm putting my family in this first. I'm gonna go wash the car. So he went to wash the car. And that caused a whole nother fiasco because when we got the car to the place to be washed, the car broke down. They managed to bring the car, they washed the car, they actually washed the engine as well, didn't they? They washed the engine as well. We washed the car and the engine when we took it to the thing.
Underneath
because
the engine,
underneath, because the car was absolutely filthy. So they brought the car back, and we managed to get the car back, but it was like, it wasn't working properly, but they managed to get it back to the house because it wasn't far. The washing bay wasn't far. And basically what happened was we called out the filling station people again and we said, look, the car has broken down. And then they said it was because we washed the car. That's the reason why the thing is gone. And then this whole battle now starts with this guy saying that, oh, it's because of us, blah, 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 blah. And then we just made a hoo-ha about it and we were like, we're not gonna accept that. You guys have not fixed the thing properly. As soon as you brought the car, we told you that the car didn't feel right. And then so we tried to move the car, and then all of a sudden the car it would only reverse, it wouldn't go forward.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. Yeah. Because they said it was the crankshaft and they were trying to fix the crankshaft. But the car wouldn't go forward, it would only reverse. So what happens was they got the people from the filling station to come, some mechanics from the filling station to come and look at the car. There was about 4 of them all looking at the car, trying to diagnose what the problem was, why it was only going in reverse, and they decided to take the car away. Now another problem happened. Because they said, oh, we've realized what the problem is. There's a sensor that's not working properly for the gearbox, which is why, even though you're putting it into drive and it's not going forward, it's because of this sensor problem. So the sensor, now they said, okay, they found the sensor, oh, they need the money to fix it. Said, why are you asking us for the money for? You brought the car back to us and it's still not working, so you haven't fixed the problem. So then there was this whole hoo-ha, and then the filling station, the top guys from the filling station were saying, oh, so well, you want us to pay for it? I said, yes, because you guys took the car away. And they said, that's not their people that came to take it. So basically what we ended up realizing was that the people that came and took the car away, it was the guy who had originally damaged the car from the filling station. He called his own mechanic people to come and look at the car and to go and fix this sensor or whatever it was. So then eventually we got the regional manager to come out again. And he said the guy's got to pay out of his own pocket because he called these people. We didn't know. We thought they were part of the filling station people. We didn't know who they were, but not knowing that they were a separate entity. So they came out, and then in the end, he had to pay that out of his pocket. So we got the car back. Did we get? Yeah, the car.
His husband and the fitter, they took the car to the fitting shop. So I was here, then I go.
Hold on, who took the car to the fitting shop?
Your husband and the fitter.
Who called the fitter?
No, you see, no. Wait, let me explain something to you. But the fitter came to your house.
Yes, he brought him.
No, yes. See.
I didn't even know he was a fitter.
No,
because
now,
the last conversation.
What did the mechanic say?
The mechanic is saying it's the sensor. It's the sensor that is not connecting to the.
So what caused that?
We don't know. When he brought the car originally, it was not
That's
working.
What he's saying. He said water entered the sensor.
No.
Look, madam, look. Inside person. You see, did you speak to the mechanic?
Yes. Yes.
What did he say?
The mechanic is just saying it's a sensor problem. The engine seems to be running, but what's happening is that something is not connected.
Does it mean that the fault of the sensor is caused by the change?
Yes, something is not. Even I just spoke to another mechanic today, and he said there's a sensor on the crankshaft, and that's probably what's causing the problem.
Look, you don't know. Look, the sensor is a gearbox. The sensor is the socket with the gearbox.
When you brought the car, did my husband not tell you that there's still a noise inside the engine? Something is not working. And what happened was it was only reversing. When you brought it was only going into reverse, and every now and again it will go to drive. Please don't. You better just start telling the truth about what you've done. I'll go and bring that oil. The original oil he put inside the car, he didn't even buy it from here, somewhere else. That's what you did. Is it not true? Do you want me to go home and bring the oil for you?
What's happening?
It is what?
And you're saying that it's because water has gone inside it?
No, it be acid.
Acid?
Yeah, the battery.
Right. So was it, the mechanic said it's not water? Because before we brought our car to you, it was working, was it not? I came back and it still wasn't working. They fixed this sensor thing, so it was going in drive, but it was still like it wasn't okay, and we were
wasn't performing well.
Yeah, it wasn't performing well at all. In fact, we took it out and we broke down somewhere. We broke down in front of 37, that area somewhere. And we were just like, it was crazy. The AC was leaking. We put the AC, Kwame put AC in the car. By the time we woke up in the morning, the AC had gone from the car. There were just so many things just wrong with this car. We were just sick of it. So what we decided to do, we called the original mechanic that fixed the car. And we said to him, did you check the car? Did you put it on the diagnostics machine to check that everything was okay? He said, oh, I've done everything. It's fixed everything. The car is running smooth as far as he's concerned. We got fed up. So then we got referred to another mechanic, and we said, you know, we're just going to take the car there because we've had enough of these people. They seem to be doing all these cowboy things, this pitch patch work, and it's not working. So we took our car to an independent garage, and they looked at the car. They put it on the machine, and straight away he said, look at all these faults. He just scrolled through and showed us all these faults to do with the engine. He said all they did was clear the errors, but these errors, they're so serious that when you clear the errors are going to come back. So he said, you need a new engine.
It showed you that the engine could not be repaired.
Yes.
That's why there was a lot of stuff coming with the diagnostics.
Yes.
They said that they done overhauling.
Yeah, they said they did an overhaul of the car. And apparently when you do an overhaul, you can only do it, I think he said maximum twice or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it wasn't just that. You could tell that the spark plugs, where they connected the crankshaft or the crank to the engine part, it was affecting the spark plugs, and that's what made the spark plugs even burn out quicker and all that kind of stuff. So it wasn't working efficiently. So every time, it's like almost every time we drove the car, the spark plug needs to be changed. It was just, they were just wearing out, right, one after the other. It was absolutely crazy. So like I said, we went to this garage, and then they said, no, this car will not be the same until you fix the engine. There's nothing they can do. If we don't fix the engine, there's nothing they can do. So we had to go back to the filling station, the filling station, the managers I spoke to. And by this time, trust me, I was cheesed. I was so cheesed off. You mean livid?
Yeah, I gave it, honestly, I'd like to say I'm a pretty calm person, but I gave it to them. And can you believe that he told me that I'm very lucky that it's them that it happens with, because some people would not even, they wouldn't even accept responsibility, they wouldn't fix it. So he actually wanted me to be grateful. In in my mind, I'm sorry, that is not a standard to hold yourself to. The fact that other people wouldn't fix it, so at least you're doing something, even if it's going to take you 20 years, at least you're doing something about it. That for me, that is not good enough. So trust me, I was so angry. Because it's like, we can't fit into an Uber. There's 6 of us, we can't fit into an Uber. What are we going to do? 2 months without a car. We've had 2 months without a car. So I gave it to them, and then he was like, oh, we're going to do something about it, Anyway, to cut a long story short, because you can see I'm very passionate about this. To cut a long story short, we got this amazing contact from the Achampong family, and we are about to now go and pick up our car. They said they've had it for, I think they've had it for a little while. They did tell us that we're at 20 days to fix the engine and all the other little things that were wrong with the car, which was fine because at least we had an estimate, so I was really glad for that. So we're about to go pick up the car. So I'm super excited to get the car back and know that everything is working. They've been absolutely fantastic. They're a fantastic garage. They check everything, they do everything. In the times past when we've had to do like a service on the car, it's never ever been straightforward. A lot of the time you're scared to even leave the car because you just don't know what's gonna happen. So a lot of the time when you're having your car worked on, you're forced to be there and be watching over them and seeing what's being done, even though you don't even have a clue. Like you wouldn't even know, if they pulled out a part, you wouldn't even know if you're standing there because you're not a mechanic, you know, you've got to know these things. So it's one of those frustrating things in Ghana. So it's really nice to come across a mechanic that can actually do what they say they can do. So anyway, I'm not going to make this video too long because I have been babbling on. Guys, yeah, so we're just about to pick up the car and you can see it all for yourself. So guys, we are picking up the car today from AEY. I'm so excited. It has been a very long time since we've seen our car. It's been about 2 months. Can you imagine not having a car in Ghana for 2 months? It has been super stressful. So shout out to the Achampong families for hooking us up with this garage.
Big shout out.
Yes, absolutely. I absolutely love this garage because they are so professional. Honestly, they brought our nightmares to an end. I'll just show you quickly around this place because it is a really good place. And what I love about this place is every time that I had a question or anything like that, I would just send them a message and they would get straight back to me. They were able to do the work. They didn't need mobilization money from me. I don't know if that was because I had built a little relationship with them or what, I don't know, but they were absolutely fantastic. It just felt like the service was so smooth, the stress was just gone. So even though we didn't have, just even though we didn't have the car, it didn't feel like a stress, because the other times that our car had gone to a garage, it just felt so stressful. Like you want to be there all the time watching them, they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. So I'm just so impressed with what this garage did. And you know, they were able to actually, when we brought it the first time for them to have a look at, they were actually able to pull up all the things that were wrong with the car and show us on the machine that the corrections that the previous person said that he had fixed, that they didn't. So anyway, I'm not going to talk too much. I'm just going to show you around this place. Let's have a look. So as soon as you enter, right, you see they have Bay 1 and Bay 2, and they fixed the cars here. So as soon as we got here the first time, they put our car here, they checked underneath the bonnet and everything, and they just made sure, they just basically checked to see what was wrong with the car, and they could see immediately what the problems were, and they were able to address it and say XYZ needs to be changed. And so I just love it for this. I just love it that, you know, it was just like a really smooth transition for us to give them the car and for them to do all the works and stuff. So I had every confidence that they were going to do it. Obviously it did take some time because they had to go get the engine, and that took time to put in and stuff. So that obviously added to some of the time that we didn't have our car, but we just felt at peace that they had it and that they were looking after it. So it was just so easy. It was just stress-free. So this place is really great. So let me just show you inside as well very quickly. I think this is even a car that they fixed up, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Done up, brand new.
Solid.
Ultra brand new. So this how one of them looks like.
Yeah.
So that's one they're doing up again, isn't it? So this is an old one. Yeah. So this is an old one, and then it comes like a brand new motor. Look at that.
Seriously.
That's amazing.
And you know what else was great, right? Our insurance actually ran out while the car was here, and they were able to sort everything for me. I did everything over the phone, so it was amazing. The insurance was done.
The service was fantastic. Yeah.
It was.
It's like you feel like you're outside, innit? And
hey,
just
look. What is that? I wouldn't want that to sting me. What is it? What is it?
On cement.
But yeah, this is like this is like the
This is a
reception.
bug out. Jurassic Park. What's it? Damn.
This is like the reception area, so you can kind of like come in here, and this is where they will they can greet you in here, and you can talk to the guys. They have their offices here as well, and I love this. I just love this on the wall. This be creative thing. They are definitely creative here. Yeah, and I think that's all I've got to say for today. But once again, shout out to the Champons. If you haven't already subscribed to their channel, go ahead and check out their videos. I will put their channel into the description box so you can check it out. I'll put all the details of this place as well. If you guys are having nightmares with your mechanic, definitely check out this place. Like I said, I'll put it in the description box for you to check out. And I think that is it for today, guys. If you haven't already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button for me. Hit the notification bell. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video for me. Until next time, guys, I am out. Notifa.